All right, for the new geeks that are watching this video and just this is your first time here on this channel, we are on the ZV-E1 and right now I have the Sony ECM M1 microphone. If you watched my vlog from yesterday, I went out to, not my local Best Buy, I had to drive like an hour away because, you know, I wanted to vlog and I really do love driving. It's like my therapeutic thing I do. You can check out that video and I explain why I like vlogging. And it's never too late, guys. Even if you're in your mid-30s like me, I highly recommend to go ahead and start vlogging. But anyways, here's what I got. DJI Mic Minis. Now this is like the full-on pack right here. A few weeks ago, I think it was like a few weeks ago when I got the Osmo Pocket 3, I ended up buying a single mic mini and I just love how small they were. They actually matched up to my Hollyland microphones in terms of size. These ones just had like a little bit of more of a lifted design on the top, which I actually like. I think they look really pro. I think they match the whole vibe that I got going on with the peak design and all that. They're all blacked out. I really love the windshields. They're nice and small, unlike the Hollyland ones. I noticed from the one clip I recorded on my Osmo Pocket 3 that the sound just was like very natural, and at first I was like, well, maybe it's the Osmo Pocket 3. It has maybe it has really good sound. I don't know, but I think it records 32-bit float. But when I heard the sound from that, I was like, man, these sound way better than my Hollyland mics. Yeah, it doesn't surprise me because there is a price difference between these and the Hollyland mic. Hollyland did come out with the Lark M2s, which I also bought, and those are like very sleek. The problem that I have with those is that you can only clip them on like your collar or any little spot like this. And the problem with that is just, I think it's the position of where the microphone is. If it's like higher up here, then you get, I feel like you start sounding a little like nasally. I already have like a monotone voice and I have been kind of sick lately. So it just like, haven't been fully 100% satisfied with the sound. I think they are great mics for price. I still rate them honestly a 10 out of 10 because that price matches the quality that you're getting. And I think that if you're starting out and you're looking for a quick budget mic, the Hollyland is the way to go. But if you want to shell out a few extra bucks and you don't mind having a little small tiny microphone attached to you, then I would recommend these. These seem to have a better sound. Also, not to mention the app for DJI is really good. I hooked them up yet. All I did yesterday was hook them up. I updated them and I haven't really fully used them. So we're gonna be using them on this vlog today. You get this nice, actually pretty thick, well-made pouch, and then obviously you can throw all the cables in here. That's really cool. I'm gonna add that to my vlogging kit, and these are gonna be the mics I'm gonna be using here recently. And the reason why I got labs, guys, and I recommend having labs in your vlogging kit, is because right now I'm about to cook breakfast for my kids. My sister-in-law is having her baby today, and so it's tradition that my wife is there and my mother-in-law is there with her. And so they were both there for my kids when they were born, so it's like this tradition thing. So today, Dad's stuck here at home with all the kids, which means extra video game time. And maybe we'll watch a movie, maybe Dad orders some food. This morning I am gonna cook. I gotta take my kids to taekwondo, and I thought this would be the perfect time to test out these microphones. I'm about to step away from the camera to cook some food for my kids, and this ECM M1 mic is not gonna be able to capture my voice very well. Now the downside is that you do miss out on those the ambient sounds, and I'd rather prioritize the voice because the voice is what's leading this vlog and the dialogue, and I want you guys to hear me clearly and have it be a lot better for you guys. And since I am a techie guy, that little bit of better audio that these provide versus the Hollyland is very important to me. Let's try these out. Let me switch them over and then let's get to cooking because I gotta take my kids here pretty soon. All right, guys, we are now on the DJI Mic Minis. On the ZV-E1, I have the gain turned up to level 4, and then I have the DJI mics to +6 on the gain, and that gives me around that -12, -6 dB where I like to be for all of my voice audio. The cool thing about these that I really love is that it has a safety channel, and that to me is very important because now I can set my gain just a little bit higher and then know that I have that safety track and know that I have that safety track on the left channel. So super plus. It was that, even that by itself is totally worth it. Well, let's get to cooking. gotta cook these fast because running a little behind. Throw these in. I do gotta say, I do enjoy cooking, especially breakfast food. There's something about breakfast food. I think breakfast is one of my favorite meals of the day, even though I skip it quite a bit. I started intermittent fasting. I think this summer I'm gonna be able to do that because of the plans that I have. I'm trying to make more time for myself and my family. That's gonna allow me to do that. My kids all had a basketball tournament this morning. They got pushed to next weekend because of the snow. I also had a photo shoot this morning, but that also got postponed because of the weather. You know, the roads are actually not that bad, but it is pretty cold outside. So now instead of going to the basketball game, I got to take my kids to taekwondo, and so I have a little bit of work in my hands this morning with all the kids. Paper plates for the win, so we don't have to do dishes today because we got to run and gun. Let's get the tortillas going. How is this microphone sounding, guys? By the way, if you have a child that has gluten-free, I don't know where my wife gets these, but these are super good. They're like almond flour tortillas. So if you're gluten-free. So how is this microphone sounding, guys? I'm turning away from it to test out the signal strength and seeing if it clips out. Like I said, I think this microphone just has a more natural sound straight out of the box, like right when I record it, when I hear it. I don't know if it has to do with the placement. Like I said, the Hollyland M2s do sound a little better than the M2s in my opinion, and I think it's just because of the placement. I really do think that. But I also think that it's doing some noise cancellation, whether you have it turned on or not. I keep getting this weird reverb sound. I need to test these out in my car and see if that same sound comes through these. But yesterday from that one clip that I did in my car when I opened them up, I didn't get any of that. So right now that's what we're gonna be doing. Whew. All right, breakfast is done, and now we're gonna open up the Oh. Shoot, gotta shovel all of this. I forgot we had snow. Can you guys hear me back here? The good thing is that taekwondo is only about 10 minutes away from here, so should be able to make it. Dan's warming up. Oh, my wife would kill me. She's probably gonna kill me if she watches this vlog. I really hope she doesn't. All right, I can shovel the sidewalk later. Can you guys hear me behind the van? Shoveling. I wonder how much of this shovel is this microphone picking up. I don't have the windshield on. It's not windy outside, but I wanted to test it out and see how much of the background noise this thing blocks. I don't have noise cancellation on, so the van is running right now as I'm shoveling. So we're gonna test out how much background noise this microphone picks up on, and obviously I'm shoveling. So like I said, I just feel like DJI just has better sound. Oh man, there goes all my shoveling. I should have done this first. I'm pretty sure we've all been there as husbands where our wives have left us at home with the kids to hold down the fort, and things get a little crazy sometimes. All right, I gotta go check on these kids. All right, guys, let's go. Come on, let's go. Get in. Bye, guys. We did it. Win. Dropped off the kids on time. Time to head home, clean up all the mess. I got a lot of work before I gotta be back here in an hour, so. I'm really debating if I should have another cup of coffee. I'm actually caffeine sensitive, so too much coffee gets me a little anxious. I gotta finish up the rest of the driveway before I gotta pick up my kids in about an hour. So let's go inside and grab the windshield muff for this and see if there's any sound differences. I like to record the audio just raw, straight out from the microphone, and then I like to apply voice isolation in DaVinci Resolve. So that's one of the steps that I do for all of my audio. But one of the options besides the safety track that I absolutely love on these things is that you can actually turn off the noise cancellation option. So when you hit the button, it doesn't do anything. And I really love that, because when you're putting these things on, sometimes the magnet's pretty strong and you're adjusting it or whatever, and it's very easy to hit that button. So I like that I was able to disable that. And now I know for sure noise cancellation isn't going to turn on. And that's very good, because I don't use noise cancellation on these microphones at all. I'm not saying don't use it. If you are a cell phone content creator, you don't edit your videos and stuff like that, that is a great option to have. It works very well. But I like to edit and play around with my files and fine tune my own audio. And so I want the raw, I want the straight up raw audio from that. All right, guys, so I caved in. I'm gonna do another round of coffee. I have been on this, my wife got me on this everyday dose. We've been drinking this for about a year. And at first I was kind of like, I don't know. I'm a very skeptical guy. I don't like to drink anything that's not, you know, real coffee or whatever. I am very sensitive to caffeine. It's a coffee that has mushrooms, collagen, protein, nootropics. It claims that they boost energy, elevates mood, gut health, enhances focus. And then I'm gonna just read this to you. This is not sponsored, by the way, but I do love this product, especially as a person that's caffeine sensitive. Oh my gosh. Let me, I'm coming, Stella. Hold on, I gotta let Stella out. She's whining and I can't do my video. What's going on, girl? You're not in trouble. She thinks she's in trouble. Come on. Come on, girl. She just likes to be around me all the time. She knows I'm home. It's like having another kid, you know, for those who have dogs on top of kids. I know, we're kind of crazy here in the Hermosillo household. Let me put this thing back. All right, so where was I? Shoot, what was I talking about? If you're like me and you have a habit of constantly drinking something, and sometimes water is a little boring. Like for me, I like to drink iced tea. I like green tea. I love coffee. I like Coca-Cola for pop, but obviously I can't drink a lot of pop because it also has caffeine, a lot of sugar, and it upsets my stomach because I'm getting old, and I think that's what happens when you get old. This thing has been amazing because I can have at least 2 nice big cups of coffee. I do like cold brew, so I drink it cold, put some cold water in there, and I like it black. It tastes very good. I would say this tastes similar to like a medium roast coffee if you do like cold brew. But I'm not sponsored by this brand. I finally decided to try it, and I really enjoyed it. My wife made me a little cold brew, and using this right here, you just put 1 scoop. I think, let's see, it's add 1 tablespoon into your mug and 3 to 7 ounces of water. Froth it up for about 20 to 30 seconds. You can add milk, ice, or sweetener if your sexy self desires, is what they say here. I do like the branding, the message here, the packaging is really cool. They constantly send us like really cool stickers that have really cool graphics. I don't know who their graphic designer is, but it's awesome. And the cool thing about this is that it doesn't have a lot of caffeine in it. So it tastes like coffee. It does give me an energy boost. I do notice it, but I don't get the crazy jitters with it. Now, I think one time I did drink like 3 of these, and then I got a little bit of jitters, but nothing crazy where I feel uncomfortable with coffee. Sometimes I drink 1 cup and I can't function. Like I need to go on a run or something because I'm caffeine sensitive, so I freak out. It comes with a little metal scoop, so you just grab a little bit. I'm gonna do like half because I already had some, so I'm just trying to get a little extra bump here today, especially because I'm gonna go out in snow, and yeah, I'm gonna need the extra energy, especially when dealing with all of my kids today by myself. Stella, you're so needy. What do you want? All right, come on. Go potty. I don't care if my dog knows how to sit, stay, or whatever. I just want the dog to go potty in a certain area in the yard, and that's it. And so I built like a little, it kind of looks like a garden bed. It's a 5x5 little square, and I put pea gravel on it. Maybe I should do a video in the summer on how I built it, but it literally is like a cat. It's like a dog litter box. Here you go, girl. Good girl. Yeah, it's like a big doggy pit. It's got little tiny pea gravel, so it's soft on their paws. Ever since she was a little puppy, I started taking her out there. At first, because it was so far away from the house, I would pick her up and I would take her there, put her down, make sure she went potty, gave her a treat. And I repeated that for like literally like 6-8 months, almost a year. Then slowly I started carrying her, putting her down halfway and having her walk. And it got to the point where she already knew that she had to go there. Then I started doing it with a leash. Then from a leash, we went to off leash and she followed me. And then after a while, now we just open the door and she goes straight out there. She's so good that I can literally tell her to go potty on command and she will go all the way out there and go potty. It's very easy. Go to Home Depot. Mine's like a biodegradable, you can get a post. I think you can get them in like 10 foot. Get 2 of them, cut them in half, and do a 5x5 square. Put some of that, you're gonna have to kill all the grass or whatever is growing there, and then put one of those black like weed linen things, put a few layers of that, put the post over it, and then just buy a bunch of those little tiny pea gravel bags. They're super cheap. I think they're a few dollars or something like that. And then you can get them in like 40 pounds. Fill it up, make sure it's nice and soft. You literally just start taking your dog there and giving them a treat every single time. It does take some work out of your time, but I'm telling you, it's gonna make your life so much easier, especially when you have kids and your kids are still little and they're playing out in the yard. I don't want my kids stepping on dog poop and all that stuff and my yard being all just full of poop and stuff like that. So let's get back to this thing. Now, when you first sign up, like I think it's like the first 6 months, they give you a lot of cool little just gifts and stuff. And this was one of my favorite ones. It's like a little frother thing, and I use this all the time. So I just put it on there, and it's so easy. I feel like I'm getting bougie because when I started drinking this, I literally just drink it, and I didn't care so much about frothing it. The frothing. How do you say that? Frothing? I can't say certain words because English is not my first language. I struggle sometimes with the way I speak. So if you're watching my vlogs and I say things kind of weird, or I use words and sentences where they don't go, it's just because of that. English is not my first language, so bear with me, guys. This helps me practice my English. So cheers. That's good. Very smooth. That's the thing too, guys. You can, play around with the ratio to water level. My wife doctors it all up with like milk and condensed milk and half and half, honey, caramel. Like she does this whole thing. It's like a caramel frappuccino thing, and it tastes really good. I don't like a lot of sugar, so I just talked for like 20 minutes and I wasn't even recording. Ugh. But yeah, we were talking about these. Why did I get these? I already have the Hollyland Lark M2s, the Hollyland Lark M2s. Those 2 things were super affordable. They're like $100 for wireless mics that do very well. I still rate those 10 out of 10 because of the price. I think the price matches the product, and if you're looking for a budget mic, like I mentioned before, I highly recommend the Hollyland Mark IIs. Now, if you want to start, once you start playing around and you want to,
have you ever had a dream?
You start messing around with sound and you want to get into editing the sound to your videos and all that good stuff, and care about all those things and the quality, then I would just say go ahead and go with these. The only things that the Lark M2s have over these is that the profile is tiny, but then there's cons to that because you can only clip it up here or on your collar or anywhere where you clip it, where I actually prefer the magnet ones, especially because I'm doing YouTube. Like, you guys are all, like, everybody on YouTube is used to seeing these mics. I mean, you guys were used to seeing the Rode Wireless Pros, which are like a big block. I have those too. I don't use them anymore. I only use them for weddings and professional gigs because of the 32 and the 32-bit recording, and also the internal recording in case you lose signal. But other than that, my quick run and gun, content creating, low budget clients and stuff like that, I just use wireless mics, and now I'm going to be using these. Now, if I have clients that are like I do have clients that are doctors that prefer even lower profile, and that's where the Lark M2s come in, because of that low profile. It just looks a lot cleaner. These kind of give you that content creator social media vibe. I don't think there's a problem, but if you have older clients, they might be they might not be used to it or feel comfortable with that. So it's nice to have both on your kit. But if you're just doing YouTube videos, this is fine. Like, people are used to seeing these microphones. Like, look how tiny this is. Like, it's not distracting you. Oh, by the way, there's also an option in the app that I saw that you can actually turn off the LED. I like to keep it on just to make sure that it's on. Otherwise, I don't know how you can tell. I guess you would have to just like look at the levels in the camera. Oh, shoot. I just realized that this pouch has like zippers in here. So you have another extra little pouch in there. I'm assuming for the USB cable that's in there. And then on the sides, you have two little extra pockets. Like, I don't care if the logo's in the front, but if it was like a matte black, like the whole entire thing was just a whole all blacked out thing, like Nomadic does. Like, I feel like DJI Nomadic, like their products kind of blend in together because they have that cool, like sleek, modern, blacked out look. Not to mention the features on this, guys. Like number one, the safety channel, the option to turn off the LED lights so that they're not distracting, the levels of noise cancellation, or even better, you can turn off the cancellation button off. So that way when you click it, it doesn't do anything. I don't use noise cancellation. And when I'm fiddling with this thing, trying to put it on, I don't want to accidentally click it. It's happened to me on the Hollyland where I had noise cancellation on. I go back to edit the video and the sound isn't how I wanted because I didn't want noise cancellation on. I really love that feature. And then I believe the update I did yesterday, these should turn off and turn on when I turn off the camera. So I'll have to try that and then I'll get back to you guys on that. All right, let's see how that sounds. Round one. Oh, ow, ow. I just hit my knee. Ah. Oh, whew. Got a little lightheaded there. So I've been wanting to try this out on my Sony cameras, and that is shooting in auto, still using S-Log 3 though. So the only things I did on auto is ISO, and I did set the parameters from 640 to 12,800. I have never used the ISOs in between. I always use 640 and 12,800 because those are the two clean ISOs. You get the most dynamic range, blah, 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 blah. And then I do have it on auto white balance. I'd set the exposure compensation to plus 1.7 just because I do like to manually expose to the right because S-Log 3 does a very good job at recovering highlights. So I'm going to be walking around the house, seeing in different lighting situations, going outside, inside, and seeing what that looks like. So here's the test for you guys. So moving into here, coming over here. These are just regular lights in my house. Seeing how it handles all of this. Different color temperatures too. We are going from inside to outside. Now I'm gonna stand by the window here where there's a lot of light, seeing how that handles. I'm looking at the histogram here. Looks like it's doing a pretty decent job. I have it on, for the exposure, I have it on highlight priority, so that way it doesn't blow out my highlights. But see how this looks like, guys. I'll come right here. All right, that's what that looks like. We're gonna come over here. Let's see. It's pretty dark here in my living room, so see how far this ISO gets bumped. 640. We're at 6,400. White balance is looking pretty decent. I don't know if the tint's staying the same. Okay. So here we're getting some light, and then if I backlight myself, it's obviously prioritizing the windows, which is fine because, you know, this makes it feel more cinematic. Even if I'm dark, that's how I would want it. Now, if I face this way, all right, it's doing pretty good. Let's do my regular going outside thing. All right, so let's go outside because it's really bright outside. So here we go. We're outside. We're at 640. This is where I can actually dial down the ND. So if you go outside, you do have to dial down the ND because I wonder if I'm clipping, especially here with snow here. Let's see if I'm clipping, guys. All right, so you do have to help it out a little bit when you go outside, especially because we are going from a super dark area in 640 at 2.8. It's not gonna be enough to cover this light, so that's where the ND starts turning. So now that I'm going inside, I'm gonna open up the ND a little bit and let the camera do its job. See what that looks like. All right. I mean, this is really easy now. It's adjusting all this stuff for me. So when you're inside, I just leave it all open and let the camera do its thing. It's shifting through ISOs. I just want to see how, if I grade this, will the look still be consistent? Right here. Again, this is on highlight exposing priority mode. So, all right, that was running the ZVE1 on auto ISO, auto white balance. I'm gonna end the vlog right here, guys, because I got a lot of things to do. I have to make food, get the day started already. It's 11:16, so I'll catch you guys on the next vlog. Peace.